Good morning, guys. I'm coming on and doing this a little bit differently this morning because I was having a little bit of a technical difficulty. So I just wanted to come on today and talk about technology and the future of the real estate industry. I was able to sit yesterday and watch some of the live stream from Keller Williams Mega Camp in Austin. And it's always super enlightening to hear Gary Keller speak and talk about the work that he is doing in the industry to make sure that the agents of Keller are always on the very front end of everything that's coming out, and making sure that they are actually developing themselves the technology that we need in order to be able to operate in the future. It's super cool to see the platform that they're actually about to put out. They've already put it out. They've been working on it for quite some time, but they're rolling out all of the extra pieces of it that they've been working so hard on, and they're going to continue to amp it up over time. And what it means for us is a super easy platform for agents to work off of, but then also for our clients to have a really cool experience on their end that actually includes a little bit of artificial intelligence and everything. So it's super cool, and something that I will say that no other brokerage is doing at this point. So super cool, super excited about that. But it led me to really want to be able to talk to you guys about some of the companies that you may see popping up more and more. And I'm sure that you're all probably seeing ads for businesses like Opendoor, the Zillow iBuyer program. There are several that are out there. And lately, Amazon has actually come up with a real estate piece that you'll be seeing. So, and the marketing for all of this stuff is super cool. But I just wanted to come on and talk to you a little bit about service that they provide and what you can expect as a seller or a buyer working with any of them. So wanted to talk a little bit about Amazon. So Amazon, it looks like what they're going to offer is pretty cool. They've partnered with Realogy, and it looks like something really awesome on the front end. So they're going to be offering, services like, unpacking, cleaning, furniture assembly, and some tech tools to make your home a smart home. And then whenever you go look at the fine print, I will say that, the amount that they give you toward things, it's all kind of contingent upon the price of the home. So unless you're buying a $700,000 house, you're probably not going to get everything that they're promising in the ad. So I would just say that. Whenever you're talking about some of these iBuyer programs like Opendoor and Zillow, I would say, you just need to be very careful because their marketing looks amazing, and it looks like they're going to make this whole process super simple for you. And what you really need to be careful of is actually just, contacting them, seeing what their estimate is, and maybe based upon the fact that you've got a decent amount of equity in your home, and maybe you're not wanting to show the house. You want to be able to go purchase a specific house and not worry about having to show yours. It can seem like a really good way to go. But I would always say that you need to stop and contact an agent and have them run nets based upon what they think they can sell your home for, and then what you would in turn net. Because I'll give you a couple of examples, of what my clients have actually experienced by doing this. I had a client that I had his property listed around $475,000. And because of a specific issue that had more to do with the neighborhood than his home, he was having some trouble selling it. So he had reached out, or Zillow had reached out to him. He had received an email from them, and he contacted them, and what they quoted was to sell it to them for $441,400. So if you looked at the numbers and the fees that they charged, he would end up netting 383.3 out of that. So I turned around and I ran the net. Like if we dropped the price down to that amount, which I didn't think that we really needed to drop it down that far in order to sell it, but if we had dropped it down that far, going through a traditional real estate transaction, he would have netted 406. That's a $23,000 difference. So that's huge. And I know that there are certain situations where people may be desperate and they seriously need to offload a property, and maybe this works. But if in any other transaction, I would just pause and say, you know, you really need to speak with someone. I'll give you another example. So Opendoor. Opendoor, I had a client who I gave an estimate to of, I think we were gonna try to sell it at 175, and she would have netted 160 after all of her closing costs. And Opendoor offered to buy the property at 128, and she would have netted around 124, and that's a $35,000 difference. Now, if you were to, you know, let's say I didn't sell it at the top end and I ended up selling it for around 165, that's still $25,000 difference. So it's a big deal, and I would just say be very careful about that. And as far as service is concerned, I will say that, you know, like what Amazon is offering, it sounds super cool. But one thing that I say that you really need to be careful of is if you go that route, you need to understand that the buyer's agents that are being fed those leads, they are taking a significant cut on the back end. So they're taking in these raw leads. This is not a referral business for them. They're taking in bulk leads that they are taking a smaller cut for. And what that translates to is a significantly inferior customer experience that they are going to provide you. And what I would also say is that you really need to discuss with, you know, a local agent the services that they're willing to provide you. Because I know that with our clients, what we would provide, it amounts to a whole lot more than these services and these pieces of technology that we were talking about. So I would just stop and make sure that you're not always blinded by the marketing that you see of these large companies, and that you actually speak to a local agent about the services that they provide. And for other agents out there, that, you know, some agents, you know, they're super concerned about where all this is going, and you know, where these companies, how much of the business these companies are going to snatch up from us agents, and what that looks like to us in the future. And I would say that to you guys, you just need to be, you know, ready to provide excellent service, and to be able to articulate what that is, because that's going to be the thing that's going to keep people, you know, coming to us and relying on us and our expertise to get them through in a much better financial position than what they would if they went through these other companies. Hey, Bobby. Yes, I know. I've been watching Mega Camp, and I'm super excited about what Keller's got going on. Yeah, I'm just very blessed to be with such a great brokerage. Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to touch upon. I think that's really it today. If you guys have any questions about any of these programs, or you want to, you know, discuss what it is that our group would provide to you specifically, I'd be happy to talk with you. I will say that we actually meet with people and we talk to them about the specific situation that they have and what their home needs in order to make it marketable. A lot of the time people are really concerned about showing their homes, and that's why they end up with an Opendoor type situation. But we offer a whole lot of listing services, listing preparation services that help eliminate all of that stress. We really feel like it is our job to be able to provide you guys with a seamless, maybe not stress-free, but we try to take on quite a bit of what would normally stress you out and make this difficult for you and try to make it as smooth as possible. So I would be happy to sit and talk to anyone at any point about what that looks like to the consumer. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you again next Wednesday.